Yeah, this is the Jewish encyclopedia, right? And the definition of Arsareth, according to the Jewish encyclopedia, you understand, scholar. So the name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of men, in which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell, observing the laws of Moses until the time of restoration, according to Second Esdras chapter 13 verse 45. Columbus identified America with this land, right? So Arsareth is the place where the last 10 tribes would be, and Columbus identified that land as America according to the Jewish encyclopedia, right? Because Ezekiel 37:16, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel his companions, and then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph the stick of Ephraim, and for all of the hosts of Israel his companions. Because it was two kingdoms. You had the kingdom of Judah, the southern kingdom, and then you had the northern kingdom, the kingdom of Israel, right? Judah, primarily the tribe of Judah, tribe of Benjamin, tribe of Levi, some of Simeon, some of Manasseh, some of Ephraim. And then you have Israel, the northern kingdom, Ephraim, which is the other 10 tribes down to Dan, right? So we're talking about the northern kingdom is the 10 tribes, right? Look upon the image of the divided kingdom, northern Jeroboam and Rehoboam for the southern, right? So Isaiah 7:8. For the head of Syria is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin, and within 65 years shall Ephraim be broken, that it be not a people. Right? So that's why the tribes, the 10 of them, is called the 10 lost tribes, because them broke. Right? The Assyrians destroyed them, so that them not even call the kingdom of Israel no more. Them lose them nationality before Judah. Right? Hosea 7:8. Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake and turn, because the blacks, the natives, and the Latino are the true tribes, the 12 tribes of Israel, right? But you have something amongst the Native American them, and then you have amongst the Latino them, where because of the way them look, them not think to them is like a so-called black man, because some of them don't have woolly hair, some of them don't have dark skin, some of them have blue eye and light skin. You understand? Hosea 7:9. Strangers have devoured his strength, he knoweth it not. Yea, gray hairs are here and there upon him, yet he knoweth not. So them so-called Latino and Native American people, them think say them is a separate race of people. They don't know that the reason they look like that is because of the rape through the slavery. Because some of them forget to them go through the slavery before the rest of Israel, the so-called blacks, did get brought into slavery. It was the natives and the Latino man them first, right? Cause see, them brown and dark. You understand? Brown and dark to dark brown, and then some of them look white like this one, but them are us. Them go through the curses. You see me? Cause one of the curses is another man go lay with your wife, right? And if a Spaniard white man lay with a woman like this, then the baby come out like this, and then a man like this go up into this, then y'all go get man like this. You understand how it go? It's a system. You understand? But just because them don't look like black, don't mean so them not Israelite. Them are Israelite same way, right? So this is 2nd Esdras chapter 13 verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hoshea the king, whom Shalmaneser the king of Assyria led away captive. He carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel amongst themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the Eden and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates by a narrow passage, by a narrow passage of the river. For the Most High then shewed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. Right. So from Assyria, which is with the Persian Gulf, right? Then come out, and then you see the red line right there. So Agritions, right? The ocean current take you from up in the Euphrates area all the way down to the southeast coast of Africa, right? Then the current lift you up for the west coast of Africa, and it bring you across to Brazil and to North America, right? Just like in Second Esdras say, him hold still the waters and the flood till they were passed over, and make the ocean current so them 10 tribes can come over, right? Cause remember, the Jewish man themselves, right? The so-called Jewish man I tell you, say, no, sir. Them blacks, Latin, and Native American, them are the real Israelites. Look, I tell you, the name of Arsareth, the name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of men, in which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell. You understand? Columbus identified America with this land. You understand? Okay. So, hold on. Let's get this, right? 2 Kings 17 and 23. Until the Lord removed Israel out of his sight, as he had said by all his servants the prophets, so was Israel carried away out of their own land unto Assyria unto this day. That's when them did become lost, cause them get lost out of them land, right? Verse 24. And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon and from Kota and from Ava and from Amath and from Sevarim, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel. And they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof, right? So them rearranged the people. Okay, so them did lost. This is the time when them did lost. Now when you ask, okay, so them did get lost when the Assyrian man, them Shalmaneser, take them out of them land, right? Where are they now? We just read, say, Arsareth, America, and our second Esdras is where them did go. Them they in America. That are the Latin man them, that are the Mexican man them, that are the Mayan man them, that are the Guatemalan man them. The man them we swear say them not that they're different from the so-called black and West Indian and Haitian man them. Them swear say them different because foolishness. Ephraim is a silly dove. You understand? So watch it. Right, this is all you know. These are the children of Israel, is us in our America, the blacks, natives, and Latino. And all across the whole world is all of us if you follow the curses, right? Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, right? That Passover is not going to be talked about no more. Verse 15. But the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north and from all the lands whither he driven them. That's why I'm saying primarily we're in North America, but we're all over the world, called the curse said. But primarily we're there in America, all of the 12 tribes them, right? So, watch it. North America. Him say I'm gonna bring us, the children of Israel, out of the land of the north. North America, that's what we're all there, right? So, get this in Isaiah 14, right? Verse 12, right? Lucifer. Cause Lucifer is a race of people that rule the world, right? When you look upon where the world court system there, it's in the Netherlands. When you look upon the world humanitarian right thing, it's in New York, right? You see, it's a European thing. It's a European thing. The World Air Force, NATO, and European Edomite thing, right? Them are run the world. Cause the law is a light, right? And Lucifer means light bearer, who holds the law of the land. Okay, so Lucifer is the so-called white man. Now watch this. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did is weak in the nations, right? How them weak in the nations? With the sanctions. The sanctions. If you don't agree with the American policy or the Western policy, they will sanction your country, and then they will put you on the TV like you're a dictator and your people is being oppressed. They'll get actors And then they'll show the American people this. And the American people will say, well, you need to go and invade that country and drop some bombs on them people. Because the video you showed us that you made is showing us that what you're saying is true. So you need to go and the American people eat stuff because them are dickheads. So, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north, right? So he says he's gonna sit upon the stars of God. So what are the stars of God? You have to go in Genesis 31, right? And verse 9. This is Joseph dreaming. And he dreamed yet another dream, and told his brethren, and said, behold, I have dreamed a dream more, and behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me. Verse 10, and he told it to his father and to his brethren, and his father rebuked him and said unto him, what is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee, to the earth? So Jacob, Joseph's father, just says that the stars and the sun and the moon is Jacob and his mom, and he said the 11 stars are the tribes of the Israel. So the stars of God are the tribes of Israel. So in Isaiah 14 and 13, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. That means I will sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. He's going to sit upon the stars of God in the sides of the north. The stars of God are the 12 tribes of Israel. So the 12 tribes of Israel in the North America, they ruling over us in North America. That's what all of us did. Right? Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way wherewith I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Meaning, y'all gonna get sold into slavery, bondage again. And no man can save you out of it from your own people. Right? Because when a Hebrew was a slave to another Hebrew could buy him out of the slavery. But under this slavery where you go through in America, no man from your own people can save you, because remember who run the country. You see me? Edomite, white man. Whether it's the 1% white man or it's the 30% trailer trash white man, it don't matter. Them all white man. Edomite man them. Right? So that's for the cause I started off talking about that the native and the Latino man them were Israelites. But you have to bring it back, say that the so-called blacks, West Indian and Haitian man them are Israelite too. Cause we go through this, right, slave trade upon the ships. You see me? Just like the Bible say. Right? So after you research and you listen to the video, right, and you make it this far, now you have to come to the consensus of Romans 9 and 26. Cause right now in America, they're not calling us the Israelites. They're calling us niggers, spicks, bullet bags, buck boys. They're calling us Jamaicans. They're calling us Americans. They're calling us Mexicans. They're calling us Argentinians. They're calling us a whole heap of things except what we are. And if you tell them what you are and they don't align to something that a white man put in a book, then you're wrong and you're an idiot, right? So, Romans 9 and 26, and it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living God. In this place, America, where they say you're a nigger, spick, you're African American, you're Latin American, you're mestizo, you're Taino, you're all of this First Nation, foundational Black American, all of that bull crap. In this place, America, is where they're gonna say that, yo, them people are the Israelite people, man. The whole time. Exactly.